Hey, I'm TJ Castning. I'm a managing partner at Ambassador Group, and I want to freestyle with you a little bit on a problem we see a lot in our clients and other companies, and that is hiring often doesn't improve quickly. And here's the problem. We feel like hiring is too random, it's too much of a gamble, it's stressful, it's risky. A lot of times I hear from business owners who say, I want to stay this size because they've bumped up against this complexity level that's uncomfortable, it's painful, it's expensive, and it's not something they want to do more of. And I believe as a recruiter, having seen inside hundreds of companies now and hundreds of hiring processes, that the problem is a couple of things. One, we don't collect enough data on the hiring process. Two, we don't put enough accountability on leaders to make good decisions about hiring, continue to make it a good decision about hiring. And then if there's an instance of turnover, reviewing the data that we collected through the hiring process and comparing it to what was the source of failure. What we don't want to do is say, hey, this wasn't a fit because it wasn't a fit. We want to know why, right? We don't want to be doctors who just say, you're sick, right? We want to know exactly what the symptoms are and why the hire failed so that we can improve it. Every hire and every instance of turnover should massively improve and update your hiring process, and leaders should be responsible for the turnover that happens underneath them. It's not uncommon to see organizations with functionally troubled leadership that sees a lot of turnover, and the organization blames the candidates who are leaving their organization. And there might be some truth to that, there might not. Oftentimes we find the truth is kind of in the middle. So what can you do about this? One, hold leaders accountable for the success of their people. That's what leadership is. And two, collect data. So here's what I mean by that. Turn the job description into an interview process. This is what we do. We assign roles, we collect feedback, we analyze that feedback, we update the team, and we're constantly refining and iterating this process with each client. Then in the onboarding process, we are leveraging that data to then ensure we are applying leadership energy to closing the gaps that we recognized in the interview process, and we're staying close to that candidate. We have a retention coach on board who stays with the process for a year to help our clients succeed in that. Then if there's an instance of turnover, we do a reflective process of what happened. We tear the engine apart and we look at it, we study it, we understand what happened here. Where was the disconnect, the expectation that wasn't set or understood, or the skill that wasn't validated, or whatever it is, because we can't afford to not learn as fast as possible. Your mission is too important for that. So these two things can have a massive impact on your business. Hold leaders accountable and interviewers accountable, by the way. Collect data on your process. By the way, just because somebody has a lot of experience in the business, if they're in some sense a leader, doesn't mean they're good at interviewing. And I don't mean that critically. I mean that as their expertise is in construction. Their expertise is in a particular type of construction. It's not necessarily in deep, investigative, multi-layered interviewing. And so I just want to propose that getting really thoughtful about what it means to really interview, to validate skills instead of believe the candidate, big difference there. And a lot of times we see hiring authorities frustrated with the outcomes from their hiring because they said, oh, the candidate said they were a good PM. They didn't validate it at all. And maybe the candidate was being 100% authentic. For what they understand a PM to be, they are a great PM. And their concept of what a PM is very different than what the hiring authority's definition of a PM is. They're talking right past each other and they don't even know it. So opportunities to level up. This is a never-ending process. This is a human process. You will not ever make this process flawless, but you can keep working on getting pretty close. Thanks for showing up for this with me, and I hope this helps you.